the value that you go over inside of this video, you're talking about, you basically give a step-by-step. So anybody that's watching this, get out a pen, get out a piece of paper, and write down step-by-step how to execute this. And whether you have the capacity to pull it all off in 24, 36, 72 hours, whatever it is, just start chipping away at it. There's very tactical steps that Brian lays out in this video that you have no reason not to execute on. So please take a minute, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and step by step follow this through and just start pushing your shoulder against this stone. I don't see it as a massive amount of work, Brian. I mean, you've done 95% of it. At this point, it's just drag and drop, and people need to put their content in, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
Start forecasting ahead of time that it's coming. That'll hold you guys accountable. So we're starting this for our clients this Monday. Pick a time the following Monday and say we're starting on that date. We're going to do a live call on that Sunday for the kickoff and to go over the meal plan and answer any questions. That gives you 6 days, 7 days to dial this in to where it matches your theme and you got your content in here. But they also know it's coming. And then spend that week gap while you're developing. You need to engage every day. Every day you're having a Zoom call. Every day you're sending out a recording of that Zoom call. Because we use Facebook, our private group, we'll do a Facebook Live, then we download it, and then we email that to all of our members. Not everyone has Facebook. Right. Constant communication. We are doing live workouts every day. So my wife and I are going up there and we're leading a workout, and we're having a bunch of people jump on with us. And then we post that, and then the late crew can do it.
Right.
So they have to see you in their face constantly, always present, top of mind. I mean, that's how you'll win.
Yeah,
the retention game.
So Brian, if I send you your specific messenger URL, would you recommend people communicate directly with you, the owner, or send it to the business page? What would you recommend?
So I know that I'm going to get stomped for this, depending on how big your gym is. Direct with the owner. Whose paycheck, whose house is getting paid for by your members? Right. This is 6 months ago. It had been like, I don't use Messenger. Don't contact me here. Because I was real picky about my communication channels, because if it's coming in all the time, but right now your people have just as much as anxiety as you do, if not more. But they need to know that I've got the owner's attention. It's not just a generic mailbox. It's not a generic phone number. They're not offloading me to a trainer. I have Brian and Jenny's attention. And right. We're serving our people at that level so that they can see the extra value in everything we do. Not everybody gets us all the time, just from timing and accessibility. But right now it's the most important for the owners to be seen. I pay my house from these people. You know, my bills, my food, my livelihood is paid for by these members. They can expect to hear and see me during this time. I mean, that's the decision I made. And it's going to suck because you're going to be just whipped.
Well, it's an amazing way to serve, and people, you know, every one of our orders go out. I've had that same mindset. Every single one of our orders goes out actually with my cell phone. And I'll get calls on the weekends. Yeah, I'll get calls on the weekends from customers, from gym owners, from coaches. They're like, oh, I didn't realize this was somebody's phone. Like that personal touch is what allows me to have the relationships with the customers and the gyms that we have. So extraordinary times call for extraordinary measures. And yes, having direct communication with the business owner is an extraordinary thing, but it's required at this point. We no longer can live behind a brand, a shield of, well, I'm only going to message people between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Like, if these guys are willing to spend money for your product or your service, make it as easy as possible and let them know that you appreciate it and that you're an actual human being.
Over the last week, with everything that's going on here in Virginia, we have only had one cancellation.
Beautiful.
You know, and that was only because they lost their job.
Right.
The amount of support that you'll derive from your base, when you're running with 300-400 clients, it's all about automation, systematizing, being everywhere and omnipresent, but you've got 300 or 400 loose relationships, versus 200 to 250 solid, dependable people. I mean, it's night and day. I'd rather take the 200, 250 over the 400 any day of the week, because I know that when times get shitty, I mean, here we are. I mean, the people have our back.
Right.
So I have had the benefit over the last 4 or 5 years to have been in the groups of some really great business minds. I've been influenced and taught, and through all those lessons and interactions with those people, I was able to develop a whole new understanding as to what it meant to be a gym owner. Like many, when people opened the gym, they just had a passion for fitness, so they were doing reps and workouts, and it kind of ended there. But as the business kind of evolved, we had to get smarter and more tactical with the way we integrated with our clients and the
Right.
service that we delivered and how we still stayed competitive. So the business, or the gym owner, has had to evolve significantly. Obviously, there was a big upswell of 6-week challenges and 3-week challenges, and there was a lot of movement in the industry 2 or 3 years ago that just allowed us to kind of capture more market. But now those things that we were using as lead tools and business development tools could be the very thing that kind of saves us with creating a longer lasting relationship with the clients that we do have. And many people are going to see this as an opportunity to grow. And there's always that possibility that you can be a local leader in your community and you can, withstand what's going on. But many people, if they don't have something strategic in place, they're just going to fold. And it's that overwhelming hopelessness. I don't have any direction. I don't have any hope. And not everyone's been able to pay for business coaching and mentors and do all that crazy stuff that some of us have been blessed enough to have the access to. So this thing here, and Jason, this came out of some conversations that you and I had about how to put some of Driven's product line in front of our members when we obviously don't have the one-on-one interaction at the gym anymore. We do a lot of belly-to-belly sales. Post-workout, you have a conversation. Pre-workout, you have a conversation. And there's all these selling opportunities. But when they're at home, supplement sales can help supplement your income at the gym if you're able to maintain, maybe even grow a little bit in your supplement sales. So that's where this came from. This outline, it's been stripped. It's very generic, and we'll go through it high level and just say, hey, this is a resource that you guys, the gyms, can use to put something in place for the next 6 to 8 weeks. It's a plan, and you're going to reach out to your people with just as much motivation and intention to say, we got it. We can't come to the gym. This is what we're going to do. And the framework of this funnel, this portal, this member portal that we have, go through the pieces. I've rewritten a lot of it to kind of give people an idea as to what they should put here, or the videos that they should create. All videos in this can be created in less than an hour with your iPhone. You don't need anything crazy. The content can be very loosely written. We want the clients to interact with us online. This thing shouldn't substitute the relationship. It's just a resource that gets them asking more questions and staying plugged in.
That's a great message.
I talk a lot, man.
No, that's such a great message. You've said supplement the contact, supplement the revenue. And that's one of the things that I've been driving home. The links, the content that we're providing, whether we're posting out on social media or using these links, they should be supplemental tools that you're using to stay engaged with your members and keeping your members engaged back with you. That's going to keep those membership dues flowing in, whether at 100% or even potentially at a percentage. But every penny that you can keep coming into your gym is absolutely vital now. So I just want to introduce you real quick because we just dove into it. Brian and Sweeney and I met him and his wife, Jenny, back at Stu Brower's event. And we sat down, just had a couple beers. I'm a known introvert. So if I find a couple dudes or a couple sitting at a table by themselves, I'm going to go hang out with them and just spark up a conversation as opposed to being in a group. I was blown away at how hard Brian vetted our company, questioning like not only our products, questioning our business practices in not an aggressive way. Like you were very kind about it, but you've been through the ringer for a long time with supplements like me. So it was kind of like, it felt as though like you're just tapping on the door, like, hey, is this guy really is he as legit as what I've heard and what he's saying? So I really enjoyed that conversation. It's not often that I get to talk with somebody that's been in the fitness industry and the supplement industry as long as you have. So I genuinely enjoyed that. So fast forward to about 2 months ago, you were one of the early guys that I reached out to about testing out social media content, posting up on our behalf or posting up on your behalf. You gave me some great dialogue, some feedback. We tested a few things. We sent some pilot tests your way. And then when this coronavirus issue started peaking up, I reached out, and you actually were kind enough to offer to put together this ClickFunnels flow as a template for gyms to follow. And that's what we're going to be diving in here today with Brian's help of. And I've glanced at this just briefly, but Brian, if you're okay, I'm going to play dumb,
Sure.
which I am in a lot of this case, because I'm not very familiar with the ClickFunnels world. So as we kind of flow through this, I'm going to try to play the role of, I'm a gym owner that's not very familiar with ClickFunnels. What
Yeah.
type of video do I put in this, or how do I utilize this type of tool? Is that all
Yeah.
right?
Please, yes. So if you're not familiar with ClickFunnels, it's just a real easy way to deliver web style engagement to a viewer, to an audience. There's a tiny learning curve. I think even within this group, if there's just some Q&A that goes on, Jason, where you post this, I think most people can survive how to update this thing on their own.
Okay.
I think if you don't have ClickFunnels, there's a 2-week free trial. It's $97 a month, I think. So even if you only use it for a couple months to get over this hump, it might cost you a couple $100 to, if you don't own this already, the subscription to it. But you're not on the hook. You don't have to pay in advance. So once you get in there, it's a real generic editing environment to where you can update this resource with your material. This and a YouTube account, and you can do anything.
And just so I'm clear, we can take, or you can take, a specific URL, a link, and if somebody has a ClickFunnels account, they're going to be able to click on it and import everything that you've done here. The
Yep.
links, the YouTube videos embedded, everything else. Okay, great.
Yep.
Thank you.
Everything. Okay, so just going through what you're going to offer your members, and use some time preemptively to kind of get your audience into the idea that this is coming. You'll need about a week to customize this thing. That's on the high end, okay? And that's if you're working 90 minutes, take a break, 90 minutes, take a break. I mean, just I'm particular and I'm A-type personality, so I spend way too much time being perfect. And it's,
Okay.
if you can be faster, no do they, you'll be better than me. All right, so everything in here where you need to update, it says your logo, or it actually will say, put this here. Welcome to the challenge. This is obviously just a placeholder YouTube link, but you and your business partner, or you and yourself, it's a 2-minute message on welcome to the challenge and what you're going to get from this. That's what goes in this first piece. The rest of this is segmented up into what the workouts are going to be. Everybody should be, if you're not doing it already, you're delivering at-home workouts, either through Trainerize or in a document, or doing live broadcasts on Facebook, or using Zoom. But you've got to be in front of your members constantly. And the fitness overview in here, this is going to be, hey, everybody, we've got 42 days of workouts for you. We're going to deliver them daily. It's either going to be, and again, your flavor. We're going to broadcast them live in our closed Facebook group on Facebook, or I'm going to create them in advance and give them to you in a YouTube link. But this is your synopsis, this fitness overview of what you're going to deliver to them. The bold red writing here, this is what you need to update. So create a video detailing how you're going to deliver the workouts to your client. You don't have to have all 42 ready now, right? Just do a week at a time. So don't stress yourself out that you have to have everything done. All these buttons, they're going to be able to be updated to send your client where they need to go to grab that resource. And again, it's simple in ClickFunnels is clicking on that and then typing in the URL to YouTube or Vimeo or whatever you guys are using.
Great.
The nutrition, most gyms have a specific doctrine, whether it's paleo, primal, macro-based. Everyone's got some kind of a mindset that they believe in. This is where you get to flex yourself. Any document you've ever written, any video that you've ever done, the nutrition overview is what you're going to do for the men and women in your gym. Hey guys, we're going to be macro-based. Guys, you're doing 1,800 calories, a day for the next 6 weeks. Girls, you're going to do 1,500 for weight loss. Have macros for weight gain. Have a plan for weight gain and weight loss. It doesn't have to be crazy. You're just trying to get these people to stay accountable over this time instead of binging on crap for the next 6 weeks. But your nutrition overview is the same thing. It's very, very high level. So create your video detailing your nutrition doctrine. Use your iPhone. It's in selfie mode. Have a nice, clean environment. Be close to the camera so you can be heard and understood. You can use this copy that I put in here. I wrote this, so this is mine, but you're welcome to use it. Use this to inspire yourself to do anything here. It doesn't matter to me. Supplement overview. You're also going to introduce, hey, supplements are required, because supplements, nutrition alone, especially if it's not seasonal type food sources, we don't always get all the nutrition and we don't get all the performance pieces that we need to the puzzle. So I start breaking the seal here and saying, hey, supplements are definitely part of a healthy lifestyle. I go over a supplement view in here. I can actually make some of these, the ones that I used, available just so you guys have ideas on how to make them. Again,
That'd be amazing.
2 minutes. Don't get too crazy on it.
Right.
All right, nutrition plan. This is an image where you're going to put a picture of your meal plan. You don't have to have the photo, but you're going to have something in here that just says, guys, this is your plan. Girls, this is your plan. And this one, I use one link for males and females. So the plan that I'm using, it's generic enough that I can just send them that way.
Okay.
But whatever you guys are doing, if it's a Word document, if it's just another video, you don't have to type everything out. Just get them a resource and make sure that there's always access to you during this time. Use Voxer, use Facebook, but just say, hey, if you need further explanation, hit me up on Voxer. Do a group chat, do a group Zoom, but don't get bogged down with it. It needs to be perfect and it needs to be super detailed to get into this piece.
So can I jump in and make a comment here, Brian?
Yeah, man.
So you can direct, you said Facebook, fast tracking the way that a customer or member can communicate with you is going to eliminate that confusion, right? So you can create a URL. If you go m.me/ and then your Facebook profile URL, that's actually your messenger that's your messenger link. So you can text that to people. You can embed that underneath this link to your plan, or if you have questions, then that way they're one click away from opening Facebook Messenger and having a direct conversation with you.
Perfect. That's a hot tip. Now, the one thing that that's going to make this work is you're going to work harder than you've ever worked because online work is harder than in person. And anyone that's got an online business will tell you, you can get destroyed supporting online clientele because time zones, personalities, when they're in the mood to talk is when you're in the mood to eat lunch, so you just constantly have to make yourself accessible. And the more accessible you make yourself during this time to your members, your existing members, the more they're going to appreciate and continue to support you. If you wall yourself off and go dark, you're going to lose them. So
absolutely.
Just as you were saying, Messenger is perfect. It's always on your phone. So that works. Now, yep.
I just want to add one thing, because this has helped me early on before I started working heavily with automation. I used to, and I still do it. I have notes on my phone using the Apple Notes. If I find myself sending a message more than one time, I will add it to my notes. So what do I say if somebody's asking, what's recipes for chicken? So that's one of my notes. And then I have a scripted response. So that if you're doing that, like Brian said, it is very labor intensive. We have hundreds of messages that come across our Facebook Messenger any given day with Driven. So it's those scripted responses that allows me and my team to be able to respond so fast, and it looks customized. But if you find yourself making more than one message, add it to your notes and then just copy and paste. Your members won't know the difference, and they'll be shocked at how fast you'll be able to rapid fire that dialogue back to them.
Yep. The only other thing here with the nutrition plan is if you've got some shortcuts, go to the grocery store, buy chicken, ground turkey, vegetables, stay away from this, add more of this. Just be specific to what you do. And again, it doesn't have to be some crazy science-backed solution. If you're used to living a healthy lifestyle, you're going to imprint on your clients, and just keep it simple, stupid, right?
Right.
Now this section here, these bonuses, you have the opportunity here to start getting into more what ifs, and these are going to be kind of high performer tweaks. So one of them is going to be how to order from a restaurant. Another one might be how to choose organic over cage-free over something certified versus not certified. But you're looking for ways to give people ideas on how to shop, how to prep, how to plan for the week, how to journal, how to build menus for your family. These are all discretionary. You don't have to have 6 bonuses in here, but you're looking to give people value that you typically might reserve for a one-on-one consultation, or that you might kind of keep in your back pocket. Not something that just comes out in conversation.
Love it.
Get as creative as you can on those bonuses. And again, they don't have to be slickster brochures and everything else. Every one of these options can be just a video. You don't have to have a piece of collateral to give somebody.
And we have, Brian, hundreds, well, maybe not hundreds. We have well over 100 recipes on our Driven website. So awesome. If people are struggling to come up with content, you could say nutrition add-on 1, healthy baked options, and they all feature our supplements, healthy smoothie options. So we have them categorized on our website. So if you click on Go to Driven. There's a menu there for recipes. You can slice out the categories of those and just display it right there in that. And that ties in perfect to what you're getting ready to dive into with supplements. Is make sure to add in your affiliate ID. So slash whatever the URL slash affiliates slash your number.
Jason, I'll actually go in and I'll update these with some of those resources before this distributable link goes out.
Great.
I know a lot of stuff like making all the protein cookies, and that's nice to have. So I'll put those recipes in there too off your site. All right. So the nutrition piece, now this is the kind of the sexy part. So everything with supplements, I grabbed what we typically use the most of at the gym. There's more. You've got more products available than just this here, but this is what we ran through. Again, I wrote this in here. That link goes to, let me see if that'll actually, if I sunk to that. So these are in here. So your clients will actually have access to these resources if they want more details than what we're going to have below. But the product brochure that typically comes with every shipment is in here. So they can go through everything that we're going to recommend here in a moment. They can find in here to get further information.
Okay.
Now, this is something that I stole the idea, but I leveraged it and I liked it. You want them to buy without hesitation. And a lot of times people have difficulty selling. So you're in this position, they're on their own. They're working their way through this list of content. And what you're telling them, if you want to see maximum results, you need to have these supplements as part of your routine. And oh, by the way, we're going to have a code for you for your first time order. So I have one set up, Jason helped me with. You guys can get a code set up so that you can just do that one-time order to get your people in the mix. If they're not used to buying stuff from you at the store, or they're looking for an incentive now to buy things while they're in lockdown, they can use this as an incentive. The go to Driven. So I think this will actually take you to your, nope, that's the, whatchamacallit. The next link will have the affiliate link.
I think you've got it on your third tab.
Yeah. Okay. Entice them. All right. So this is the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I went through all the products that I like. Jason was kind enough to provide all these resources are all up there, but now they have the ability to go through this at their speed. They're very well done videos. They're short. They get right to the point. And then for me, I went through and I made sure that I had my product linked at the bottom of every one of these. So use those buttons to go in there. This would be your affiliate. They'll be cleaned before this thing goes out, but make sure you've got your affiliate link in here for Driven Way.
So to point out specifically what he's talking about, guys, Brian, do you mind clicking on that 2 pound Driven Way tab you have up top?
This one?
So when you click on the Buy Now button down at the bottom, Order Driven Way here, you're just going to need to update he's made it really convenient. So if you look at the URL that you can see on the screen share here, the 1485, that's Brian's affiliate ID. All you have to do is change your affiliate ID and you're good to go. That's the only link that you need to change on those Order Your Driven Way here, or any of those products that Brian's already built. If you want to add products, I'm sure it's probably just click, very simple, follow the bouncing ball, click and go, name it, link it, and then away you go.
You can actually, in ClickFunnels, just duplicate these lessons. You duplicate it, go in and change the name, copy the context of the Driven site, the link off the Driven site, the URL out of your affiliate back office.
Love it. Love it.
So here are the ones that I put in there. I broke them down: the proteins, pre's, aminos, and then the wellness. That right there should create a lot of conversation for you guys. And I think, Jason, you had said something the other day about the price per gram of protein, that there's no better source. I can't remember exactly how you articulated it, but to actually bring protein into the house now, it's the cheapest form of protein you're going to find, especially now that the resources are getting scarce for food.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll restate that, because every day it's scaring me more and more. And I don't mean that as to be an alarmist, but I owned some GNCs during the last recession, and wellness categories go up in tough times. People can't get sick. They start worrying about their jobs. They can't get sick. So they start buying more multivitamins. They start buying more berries and greens, that type of thing. Wellness, we're seeing a big spike in that, but we're seeing a massive spike with protein, especially, well, the reason I articulated to you a few days ago was gram for gram, it's one of the cheapest ways to buy it. Plus, it's very bioavailability. It doesn't take a lot of energy to consume. You add 4 ounces of water, a scoop, and then you've basically got a liquid chicken breast, right? So we have gyms that are actually selling this 5-pound jug. They're not calling it 72 servings of whey. They're calling it 72 chicken breasts. Now,
That's
3
awesome.
days ago when I said that, that sounded like a joke. But now if you go to the grocery stores and people aren't able to buy food, specifically in the meat aisle, now hopefully that starts changing. But in the meantime, they are starting to get concerned. And having a protein source that they can buy that's inexpensive per serving and readily available, these links that you're putting together along with these videos are going to help teach those clients what the product actually does and how to take it. So, man, thank you for putting this together.
Yeah, man, it's good stuff. It's good content. So it wasn't any work on me. We'll go real quickly through the rest of this. Now, the accountability overview. I put some examples down here that you guys can use. You want to create something each week that your clients have to demonstrate their compliance. So week 1, if it's making sure you drink all your water, they're supposed to do in your closed groups, or even better on the public Facebook page, hashtag getting in my water. But give them an objective and give them how to comply, how to demonstrate compliance. The goal is over the 6 weeks, and you're going to discuss this in your overview. Hey, we're going to use the next 6 weeks to sleep better, feel better, find more time to meditate and read, spend more time outside, read a book. I mean, but those types of goals are going to give someone that is aimless right now. Most people don't have any direction. They're scrambling. Somebody that I'm, one of my clients, it's also one of my colleagues, he had mentioned how he's off his routine. You know, you get up at the right time, you go to the gym at the right time. Being off your routine messes up everything. Your eating gets jacked, your sleeping gets jacked, your productivity gets jacked. Pushing that in here can help bring some of that old normalcy back into the mix, and they're going to be more productive. And since you're part of it, they're going to be more appreciative of you helping them maintain productivity, and then stay more on routine. I can't stand not being in a rhythm with myself. Every night feels like a Friday night right now.
Yeah.
Every day feels like a Saturday. Yeah, it's rough. Once you do the overview and the accountability section here, each week is going to be the different task. They're going to have access to all these at once, so they can cheat and they can go ahead and see what else is going on in there. But you're going to create on your own your tasks. You can put pictures and videos. That's what I just went back and forth. They can download resources if you want to, but be kind of creative. Have them tagging your gym, have them tagging each other. I don't know that I would take it all as a business development piece at this time. So having them just slam your external Facebook group, there's other ways to kind of engage your community than trying to leverage your community power. This is almost the time to circle the wagons and take care of yourselves. So we're having our people keep all this internally. Probably other people would argue that it's better for businesses to get the external stuff going, but the external communication engagement with my community is on me. It's not on my members. So I'm pushing that harder myself.
Yeah, and I think it just comes down to a bandwidth issue, Brian, especially as these gyms are going digital. Like, I take a look at it like it's easier to sell an existing client than to sell a new one. So that means that you really need to be spending your time and your efforts of people you're communicating with your existing clientele who's actually paying you money, as opposed to trying to make a large effort and large push to bring in a lot of new potential leads. So that brings me to this question of, are you recommending gyms give this to their existing members? Or are you going to charge for it?
We're giving it away.
Good.
Now,
good for you.
So we engage. So typically this can be a high ticket thing, right? You, in the past, we sold this for lots of upfront cash. But what we're doing now is it's free for members. It's $10 if they want to bring in their spouse. It's something real nominal. You know, typically we'd argue price and everything else, but right now it's like, get your family on board for $10. The $10 is a token. It doesn't mean anything. Once this digital resource is created, it doesn't cost you a dime to deliver it again. You know, it's that one-time upfront time and energy. That's where the cost goes. Now, the other thing that we've done is that we've reached out to past clients. So we have a pretty healthy list of previous clients, and I gave it to them for $49, and just said, hey, I'm going to put you back into the member group. Let's all come to this like we're all still at the gym. We're all still part of it. Same thing, your spouses can join for $10. So free for existing members, $10 for their spouses, $49 for previous members, $10 for their spouses. And it's just your chance to over deliver. Don't expect anything here. Your goal is to make your current clients happy so that you don't shrink.
Retention.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's the scariest part of this whole thing.
Right. Let us just get through this time.
Right. Yes, sir.
Dude, this is absolutely amazing. I can't thank you enough.